The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "This is my commandment. Love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you, love one another." The Gospel of the Lord.
Look at this gospel passage from the 15th chapter of John's Gospel. This is a really important time in the life of Jesus and his disciples. Jesus, in fact, is preparing to be handed over and to suffer and die. So he has very limited time to talk to his disciples. And the apostles gathered around him are in this very privileged moment. They're in a close space of intimacy with him, and they're eager to hear what he has to say. And it's not simply what he has to say, it's what he's doing as well in their midst. But it all boils down to this one thing that Jesus tells them to do. And it's the one thing that he lives out in their presence. And he commands them to love one another. What does it mean, right? We know that there are various definitions of love. There are various kinds of love. One of the most important ones for us in our tradition is that love is willing the good of the other for the sake of the other. Willing the good of the other for the sake of the other. What does it mean? It means desiring what is best for the person that we encounter and doing what is best for the person we encounter. And that's a commitment not only intellectually of our minds, it's a commitment of our wills as well. And Jesus lives this way for us. He lives a life of love for us. And so he gives us the strength, the power to live this way for others. Because as he said just before this passage, I am the vine and you are the branches. He says here, I chose you. So this is an important thing for us as well, because sometimes we think that, we get to choose our quote-unquote religion. But it's not that way for us. We realize that Jesus, out of love for us, has called us to live a relationship of love and loyalty to him. And if we live that relationship of love and loyalty to Jesus, then we remain branches on the vine. What does it mean? It means that we have lives that flourish. We have life in us because of Jesus, because of his call and our faithfulness to him. And because we are branches on the vine, we draw our whole life from Jesus. And so our whole life is to be love. It's to be just as we see in Jesus. We're to live lives of wholehearted praise of Almighty God. We're supposed to live lives of thanksgiving through and through. Do we have any opportunity or any excuse to not live a life of thanksgiving? Every moment of our life ought to be thanksgiving to God. Jesus, as he goes to his death, is giving thanks to God. Jesus, in the most difficult moment of his life, which is much more difficult than any moment of our life, is giving thanks to God. And he's breathing his life into us, Jesus, by his Spirit. He's giving us his body and blood so that we can become like him. And if we want to become like him, then we have to live lives of thanksgiving. We have to give thanks, praise to God every moment of our life. and then giving thanks and praise to God, thanking God for everything he has done for us and for everything he is to us. We are to live lives of great love that we see in Jesus. And the two are inseparably linked. Loving God and loving our neighbor as ourselves. Loving God and loving the people that God entrusts to our care. By centering our whole hearts and lives on God, which is what we do as a worshiping community. By centering our whole hearts and lives on God, we're able to give God the glory as we go out and persevere in the lives of love that he's called us to, that he has chosen us for, and that he sustains us in this very day.